Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's OpenONU Go call. Thanks for joining. As usual, the call is public and recorded. So it will be shared on YouTube. Please be mindful of the comments you make and the information you share. So first up on the agenda, I'd like a little bit of an update from Michael on the software update. I can give my side of the status. I have merged all the patches in VoltCTL, VoltaLibGo, and the core for the functionality. This is still based on the old version of the Protos, but it's merged, and so Michael can work on it with upstream images. I also started working on a refactor of the Protos. I have a draft that I shared internally to get some feedback. And I will, as soon as some of the initial feedback comes in and we get a good assessment that is at least a valid proposition, I'll share it with the group. But Michael, on the ONU side, can you give us an update?
Yeah, there's a little progress for the software upgrade procedure, ONU software upgrade procedure concerning the OMSI transfer that is to be implemented in the Go adapter. Currently trying to get the download sections transport to the ONU. There's still something to do there, and it's still not all, it's still not the complete mechanism that is needed for the ONU transfer, but yeah, the work is in progress. I was still working with temporary files and Andreas' personal image of the RW core, so I haven't yet updated to the recent adapters and libraries in the GitHub. So, but I guess they are working in the same way. It shouldn't matter for the moment. Okay. I noticed some missing functionality in the bbsim for the test of the ONU software upgrade. That's already communicated, and Matteo also made a comment on that. So it should be the best thing to prepare such an implementation based on the OMSI lib code. That is the current change in bbsim that is, in my point of view, still ongoing. Yeah, but I understand that if we do something here, then we probably should base on that implementation. I'm not blocked by that for the moment. I generate my own OMSI simulation messages for that, so it's for me at the moment not a bigger issue. And I also set up a new story for chip for the OMSI lib, because there are some points in the OMSI lib implementation concerning the software upgrade, which in my point of view should be enhanced or improved or whatever. This is the Jira entry volume 3808.
3808. Oh, okay. 308. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Chip, have you had a look at this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up right now. 38. Okay. Huh. Let me get to 3808.
Yeah, it's from today, so I guess.
Yeah. Well, I did 3807 yesterday. 3808. Yeah, I'll do a review of that. I probably can't give you a real good answer right off the top of my head. I'll look into that. Yeah, the software download and how they do the encoding is a bit funky. So
Okay.
I need to verify that.
Anyway, I have a solution for my, at least for my test situation at the moment. So I can still live with the current implementation, but to get a full, a complete software mechanism running, I think these changes are needed in the ONCLIP. So it's I put it to medium priority. It might be it is more important than other issues in the ONCLIP, but not necessarily within the next days.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that to call feature complete, at least a first initial implementation of the software update, we need this piece, definitely. So, Chip, just take it whenever you can, given that Michael has a workload.
Yeah, I can probably get to that sometime this week because I'm doing system tests right now, which basically has me watching the screen sometime waiting for tests to complete.
Makes sense.
So, and this might be important if Teo needs the capability too in this simulator.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I guess we'll need to build a counterpart of that functionality in bbsim.
Yeah.
Michael, do we have a story for bbsim support for ONU? Because I see this one, but this is just related to the maximum window size.
No, we haven't created a story explicitly for that. So,
I can do that.
we should do. So far, I haven't delivered a patch for that up to now, but I intend to do it in the next days, even though the implementation of the complete software download state machine is not yet ready. But I think it might be worth to put some code together for an initial look if someone is interested. And it is also a good idea to do so to provide the basic calls that are needed for the implementation of the real image download from the HTTP server to the adapter, which is a separate story.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay, yeah, whenever you can, just make sure to add a few folks here to the story. You know, myself, Girish, the usual people can take a look at it. Chip too, and Teo if they want. But yeah, okay, thanks. Anything more on the software update that we need to talk about? Okay, if not, next up is the PM configs. So Girish, why don't you give us a state of this feature?
Yeah, so currently I'm working on L2 PM counters. Yeah, the work is in progress, but other than that, the initial framework and collection of optical power and unistatus metrics has been completed.
Okay, though there is one missing patch, which is the VoltCTL patch. This one.
Do we have sufficient reviews on that?
There is
so
a +1. There's a +1 from myself, but David and Michael have some comments. So maybe if you can take a look at that, that would be good.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Any comments? Let me check what the.
My comment was there's a frequency there that is taught as a uint, And if that frequency is meant to be a time, then that frequency should really a duration, not a uint or a time variable like 5 minutes, 5 whatever.
It's in seconds.
Then it should be a duration, and it shouldn't. We don't want to imply units. All the other frequencies from the or durations from the perspective of volt cuddle are specified with units. So if it's a time thing, it needs to be specified with units. Because it could be 15 seconds, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 1 minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So rather than as seconds, keep it as a duration.
I'm not sure I understand. So we are actually filling in the protobuf definition, and the protobuf definition, I think it's
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
But understood. But from the UI, CLI perspective, it can be specified as a duration that can be converted to the protobuf as uint. The CLI is effectively a user interface. A uint without, or a integer value without a time unit isn't a good user interaction.
Got it.
That's all I'm saying.
Got it. I'll take a look at it. Thanks.
Yep.
Sounds good. And you also, I know that you're also taking care of a few further PMs that you're working on.
Sorry, Andrew?
I was just saying that you're also working a few other performance metrics.
Yeah, the Ethernet bridge history, Uniport history. I mean, there are a few L2 classical PM counters that are present in the 5 volt implementation. So I'm trying to port them to the Golang version.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And related, I guess, sort of related to the PM, while I was merging in the alarm information, I noticed I had a fix. I hadn't ported it yet for the get current counters message type. I have that available in the generated code, as well as the 32-bit FEC counters, if that's useful. I've created 2 GRS for both of those.
Thanks, Chip. That's merged, or?
No, I just created, I recognize that those two, I was doing the decode now in code generation correctly.
Okay.
You know, I was doing the alarm changes, but I wanted to merge those changes as a totally separate JIRA. And that's JIRA 3809 and 3807.
Okay, thanks, Chip.
3807.
Oh yeah. Does this in any way relate to the work that Kesavan is doing on the get set external counters?
Yeah, and that's why I yeah, we probably need to see if they're doing it. We need to see what's being done there, because if you do a get operation on the PM, then you'll get the interval bucket unless it's one of the enhanced ones. So you need to do a get current data message type to get the current snapshot, and that's not in, that decode is in there, but the, whether you're allowed to do it on an ME, there's a message type supported. That just needs to be added to the generated code. So with the get current counter, we might want to check on their implementation.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Chip? It's again yours. It's OMCI lib go, the unknown any raw attribute.
Yeah, I haven't addressed that because I was concentrating on the alarm manager work.
Okay, makes sense.
So,
Yeah, the alarm, there is a Jira that you submitted, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think I kicked that off yesterday.
This one. So there is this Jira that needs to be reviewed. If anybody does have some time to review this, that would be appreciated. I might add a few folks to it.
Yeah.
And that's everything that is needed for the alarms.
Yes, it's mainly the alarm tables and the generated code, the proper decode of the alarm notification. And then you can see in the test functions, there's some get and set alarm bit checks. So down in the test code, if you need to look at some of in the message types test, there's some how do you kind of steps.
Okay. Perfect. Now, if you guys have some time, I did review this. It looked fine to me, but I'm no expert. So if you have some time, just please go take a look. And on the implementation side, Himani, do you want to give us an update on how things are going on that front?
Yeah. From my side, the basic framework is done. Also, the alarm notifications, it is almost done. I am doing some changes in Volta lib to get the context for each alarm. So those changes would be done mostly by tomorrow, so that I'll raise a complete review for the basic framework as well as for the alarm notification.
Okay. So the patch is going to be up by tomorrow, and we're going to have to review that. Okay.
Yeah, mostly by tomorrow end. But I have one issue, like I don't have any setup to test the code changes, so I can only raise it for review if someone can help me in testing, or I can test through bbsim.
I do believe you can test with bbsim. But there is a bbsim ctl command to raise ONU alarms, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct.
Okay.
So you can just exec in the bbsim pod and do bbsim ctl alarm. And there is a list of supported alarms somewhere. I can look it up and send you a pointer.
Okay, sure. I'll check that out and I'll try to test with that.
Okay, thanks. Anything else?
No.
On this, no? Okay, perfect. Okay. There was Holger. I know you're working on the MIB audit, and I saw a patch. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, this is the first step of this audit functionality as discussed during the, I think, the meeting before the last. And it is based on MDS check. I have implemented a double check of this MDS value to compare between ONU and the one maintained in at the adapter. And when there's a this double check fails, then the ONU will be new. There will be a new provisioning of the ONU. So perhaps you could keep this document where all these steps are which have to be done are described in the minutes. I think that was 2 minutes ago or so. There was this reference, this document.
Oops, sorry.
Perhaps you can keep it on the list, because there are also some points to check. For example, what the customer wants. If they want, for example, to maintain the audit functionality only in general, or if they want to switch it on or off for certain vendor IDs and certain device IDs and so on. Do you remember there was some? You want to compile some questions for this? Perhaps to not keep it out of focus. Yeah, and I created 4 additional stories in this area. One was to support this configuration of audit via Helm charts and via vault control commands. To support an audit with the resync functionality. Also a story to use then this resync functionality for reconciling, because currently the reconciling works in that way that it's only silently done from the outside perspective, but the ONU will be a provision EU. So that would be a step. And also there's also some work to do when we do this reconciling. Then we have to ensure that we have an exclusive access to the OMCI channel during this resync process, and therefore all the other in parallel working machines have to be paused, and we have to ensure that no timeouts occur when we get outside requests during this resync process. So there's some design to do in this area, but as I said, I split it into several stories, and to not lose the focus out of this.
There was one that I did not really understand. You mentioned doing reconciliation based on the reason. Is that right?
No, on reason, yes, because currently when the adapter is crashing and we come up, then we know we can retrieve the configuration that the ONU should had from the etcd, and we know what should have configured.
Yes.
But currently we don't check it. Now we provision the ONU new, but we could also try to check if the MIP is still in sync with data we are retrieved from the etcd, and this would that we could get rid of the necessity to reboot, or to not to reboot, but to newly provision the ONU.
Okay.
And that's why then if it runs perfect, there would be no interference with any actions on the ONU, and everything runs smoothly. But then during this time, we would need to interrupt any other activities, because we have to have a consolidated status of the databases of both sides, and to compare these, and to know if we can skip any configuration activities.
Okay. The one thing I would do is I would avoid using the reason field. I'm okay checking the configuration, the ME state, and like all of that. But please do avoid using the reason field, because that, as we always said, is more of an indication of the last operation on the ONU rather than an actual history of the operations. So I would go, yes, I'm totally supportive of checking against the MIB and the state of the data in etcd versus the ONU, but just avoid the reason field.
You mean the MIB sync data counter, or what do you mean?
So
this counter which counts the configurations, or what do you mean?
Yeah, that one. Can we use that one?
No, I think you both are referring to different. Andrea, I think you're referring to the reason field in the device structure.
Yes.
You mean the reason field?
Yes.
No. That is not the reason, but the reason does not play any role here.
Perfect.
We can compare the SMIP data sync counter, which counts actually on both sides each configuration measure on OMSI side, and the more deeply check is to really compare the contents of both MIPs on both sides of ONU and at the adapter. These are the two bases to be compared.
Okay, that's perfect. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. Thanks. Sorry, my misunderstanding of the reason field. Sorry. Okay. Sounds good. The missing functionality for bbsim, I don't think we have any update. Do you?
Okay. For audit, actually the one point which would be important would be to implement this MIP data sync counter functionality, but I don't know. Probably the other tasks are more prior at the moment. That is the first one mentioned.
Yeah.
No.
So go ahead, Andrea.
No, go ahead, Theo.
No, I was just saying that. So I spent basically my time on bbsim reworking the OMCI lib so that it's now easier to read the messages and react appropriately. So I think we should merge that one as soon as possible.
Yes.
There was a discussion with the tests of the OpenONU adapter Go that needed to be changed. I pushed a patch yesterday for that. I haven't checked what's the status on it yet. But once that is merged, the MDX feature should be fairly easy to implement, because we receive all the OMCI messages for a particular renew on a single Go channel. And so setting and restoring the MDS should be pretty straightforward. So hopefully I can get that done this week. But then moving on with the release, I'm not sure how much time I will have to work on bbsim for more elaborate features.
Okay, that would be fine to that we could also provide a first test case or so. Let's see. Thanks.
Okay. Theo, is there anything particular you want to talk about for the OMCI libgo in bbsim?
No, not really. I mean, the patch is up. I think you reviewed.
Yeah.
I think Michael tried it, if I'm right, or Olger. I see it working constantly. I'm actually running it in all of my testing every day, and I haven't seen any issue with that. So unless there is any concern, I will go ahead and merge it and then start building on top of it. And if there are issues, we can fix them.
That works for me. Any major concerns with this? There is one comment from Torsten on the testing side. So just
I'll look at it and I'll address comments before
okay.
Before meeting, of course.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
Matteo, it's a new one.
Sorry, the comment is a new comment.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't check the patch today yet.
Okay.
I'll check it as soon as we're off the call and I respond / address the comment. But I'll wait. So it's not urgent for me to merge it because I have some other tasks to take care of today. So I'll just address the comments and push a new patch, and I'll wait for a +1 for you tomorrow to merge it.
Sounds good.
Concerning the test of the OpenONU Go adapter against the bbsim OMSI based. I'm not sure. I know that Holger made some tests in this respect, but I'm not sure what kind of tests and what kind of tests you have done, Matteo, before we release the according bbsim OMSI based version. I would propose and ask also other people to do a multi-ONU test as well. So for instance, with 64 ONUs or even more in some scale test. So to have a look at the behavior in that parallel working environment.
Yeah, so I generally run in my testing with 2 ONUs on 2 ponds for a total of 4 ONUs, just to make sure that I don't have duplicate IDs and stuff. But I ran that image through the scale test a couple of times today, just to make sure.
Okay.
But Torsten, correct me if I'm wrong. Our sanity test should also run with 64 ONUs or so, except the flow test. There was an issue, right?
Right, the flow test makes some issues, but I saw in the pipeline there were other issues with power on, power off, and the disable, enable tests. But the normal sanity test, the first test, we go up to OMSI flows pushed, should work.
Okay.
I think the problem we saw with this was between the test cases. This was this power on, power off, and then afterwards the reboot one, right? There was this problem discovered.
Yeah, the only issue that I saw in the test, in the OpenONU Go test, was the reboot one. Because in the previous version of bbsim, bbsim wasn't actually rebooting the ONU. It was just responding to the ONCI message saying, yes, sure, I rebooted, but it wasn't sending any indication down, it wasn't sending any alarms, while now it's doing all of that. And so basically the test was sending the reboot message and then doing disable, enable ONU that effectively results on your reboot. Now is enough to do both CTL device reboot to get the ONU to really reboot. So what I did in the test was basically to remove the disable, enable thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. And Torsten, would you mind give us an update on the current set of tests that you're writing for the Go adapter? I know that there are a lot of them, and some of them got actually already merged, and there's a lot of good work. So why don't you give us an update on those?
There's a small update I can give. We have finished the new test for the restart in or on DT hardware. It runs. Hardek checked it in the pipeline, so we can finish this one. Restart, right. Then I prepare a patch for the multiple OLT with multiple PON and ONUs. It's prepared and should be reviewed by all the reviewers, because this is a precondition to make it run in the pipeline, which is also prepared for multi-OLT tests. And if this is done, or actually I start with the change of the KV store prefix, and there we are in discussion with Matteo and Andrea, and hopefully this will be realized soon.
Yep. Okay. That's great. Let's keep an eye on the tests for the nightly tests for that. Tonight it should run. It's going to be the first night it will actually run on all the pods. As you said, it's gonna run on DT use case. So it's gonna run on both GPON and Next.js PON, and we'll see what the outcome will be. I don't expect any issues, but you know, let's keep an, as I was saying, let's keep an eye on it. But that's great. It's great that we have it. And for the pipelines, yeah, we're working to get those merged. Any questions? The one thing you might want to start taking a look at, Torsten, if you can, given the fact that we now support, or at least have the capability to send calls down to do the software upgrade, it would be to start putting together a test suite for that. Because now you can start looking at, okay, let me call this method, and the method is actually there, so it might fail, but it will be responding to you something. So maybe on the spare time that you have, or like a few other things that you can do, just maybe go take a look at that and address those. Start thinking about what's the expected scenarios to test this. So when the implementation in the Go adapter and in bbsim comes, we can actually test it in a fairly reasonable amount of time.
Okay, I will put it on the top of my pipeline.
Oh, thanks for that. Okay, so that was all I had on the agenda for today. I want to give an opportunity to people to see if they have some topics that they want to talk about. Okay, then if not, we'll get 20 minutes back. And please do take a look at your Jiras and the stories. There's a lot of work going on, so please also do reviews as much as possible. Those are always very much appreciated, because of, you know, it's helpful to get reviews on your code. And I'm gonna talk to you on Slack and next week at the meeting. Thanks a lot, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Andrea.
Oh yeah, sorry, Mahir. Go ahead.
This one. You can add me also to the page, and I can review some of them.
I will do that, Mahir. Thanks a lot. Yes,
okay.
Let me. Yeah, I will add you to the patches. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.